Gonna play with the adjustments. Alright. Test something. Well. I'll get it eventually. I'm gonna stick with that for right now. It's no huge deal. You know, when you go into a desk drawer or like your kitchen drawer and you're gonna pick out a pen or a pencil, do you choose which color do you like best? You know, you're like, I do. I'm like, oh dude, I'm gonna take that blue. Sure. Alright. Gotta be more comfortable. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna darken this a little. I do like this picture. It's my favorite so far. It's like supernatural. It has a message. I had a lot of interesting topics, you know, when I'm at work. I'm like thinking of stuff. Hey, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about that. And, you know, let's see if that comes to fruition or not. You know, like my mood then isn't the same as it is now. But, you know, I'll talk about some weird shit. You know, I do love, I guess you'd want to call it conspiracies, but I do like mysteries, you could call it. You know, and I heard some very interesting things that I could pass on and see what you think. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks, King. Yeah, man, I'm just chilling, dude. I'm no real artist. I'm just like a dude. I have a condition, I guess. I mean, I don't want to excuse myself. But you know, I'm kind of weird, I guess. Oh, so hey King, so this is well, here's what I'm gonna describe it. So here's this dude, right? And he's napping. Looks like he's napping at this tree. Kind of a nice big tree. But like this arm, this branch of the tree, it's large and it's, you know, what's the word? Domineering, could just easily swipe them and just get rid of them. But the lighter branch, which is showing grace, is holding it back and saying no. And it's successful because, you know, this branch is not struggling. It held back their wrathful hand. It's kind of weird, right? You might see something different, and I'm cool with that too. Cool. So now that I'm here, let's see. I have to get my paper. Sorry. Be right back. Dude, come on. I mean, that's. Oh no. Did I get the wrong kind of paper? I'll be back, dude. I gotta get some other paper. Well, I'm gonna have to use the backside of one of these odd drawings. Yep. Okay. What are we gonna do here? Okay. Thanks for your patience. Yeah, sports are cool, man. I'm from Massachusetts, so I'm spoiled, you know, and I love the 80s and 90s Boston sports. I love the 2000s. You know, I saw Brady come from nothing to the biggest thing in NFL. It was pretty cool. Yeah, I like hockey. Like these days, you know, I can watch sports because I grew up with it. I played Little League, you know, but I like to watch hockey. Hey, what's up, Martha? Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, man. Sports is so different than what they used to be. You know, I love the 80s sports, man. That was some real stuff. Okay, let me see here. I might be more silent now. I'm just kind of draw whatever, and it helps me out. You know, it helps me just get whatever is on my mind out. It doesn't have to have an explanation. You know, it could be very abstract. Yeah, cool, man. So, let's see. It, you know, it's improv. It's really just improv. Hmm. Can you guys see it fine? I like to use pencil. You know, I know it's more faint. Oh, nice. Thanks. Thanks, Martha. So, hey, what I like to do is just draw whatever, and I'll talk about whatever as well. I'll talk about the things that, you know, I personally believe, and I'll talk about conspiracy things or deeper things. This is what interests me. You know, it grabs my attention. I'm not the only one, you know? It's like, there's some serious things to look at these days. And it's not what, you know, it's not what the authorities are always telling us. Because keep in mind, whenever the news station's telling you is edited information, and they get handed what to say, teleprompters what to say, and if they go out of line, you know, and that's the best of them. You know, Anderson Cooper and whoever else, they got to toe the line. Oh, it's in my tattoo. Check it. Trying to move it over here. I suck at this. Sorry. Okay. So, I got this on a special day. Yeah, I made it, meaning I So in my mind, like I knew I was kind of hungry for a tattoo for like a couple weeks prior. I always wanted one, but I knew it had to be symbolic. It had to mean something to me. And so there's a holiday that is um, celebrated in Puerto Rico, and my wife is Puerto Rican, and it's called Three Kings Day. And you know, I'm a spiritual guy. You know, I do love the Lord, and we're in the age of deception. But so I said, you know what? I'm gonna get the tattoo on Three Kings Day because that is it means something. Even the date, not just the image. So that date happened to be January 6th, 2020. You know, it's kind of funny. I'm not a big Trump fan. I'm not a political fan. I'm not a political fan. I'm more spiritual. Like, I think shit's going down. And the governments of the world are conspiring to create that one world government. And it's coming. There's no doubt about it. And it's all in scripture too. The furthest I have doubts about scripture is that I think it's been tampered with because, for obvious reasons. I mean, they used it as their government body. They used the Bible as its rule book, and they could do whatever they wanted with it. Authority had that temptation to rule any way they wanted, and they did. And they did. We don't have to get into the grotesqueness of it. Let's just say the Crusades, you know. Let's just say the Spanish Inquisition. Some of us have some relatives that come from that in our line. So anyway, I can get thrown off of what I'm saying, but I appreciate that. So this is what I think, and I kind of lost my train of thought, but that's okay. It's okay. I do want to say though, in my present evaluation of who Trump is, because of his acts of making presidency with all his crimes and you know the shit that's been going on, like how he gets away with anything. He gets anything. It's because he's being allowed to. That's my opinion. He's being allowed to by some higher body. You know, could be. Some call that shadow government. I don't doubt that at all. Why wouldn't there be a shadow government? You know, the most influential people in the world. They have the rulers of countries do what they say, do their bidding. It's pretty cool. Guaranteed there's people like that. But prophetically, I think Trump is the false prophet. And I'll tell you why. I know. No, it's true. King, it's true. The thing is, he is. Like, look at his history just in this election. Like, and people are working on his side. Like, I think that, there's a lot of things I think were fake, staged. And it's just an opinion. Doesn't mean I know. The truth could be something else. That's what I believe. Is that shooting, the assassination attempt was a total stage. And he also, what really made me think he was a false prophet is because he really proclaimed himself to be put in the position he's in by Jesus Christ. And that's a lie. Well, it's a truth, but it's a lie. What's funny is I think sometimes in the scriptures when people say, well, why does the Lord let this happen? Understand that knowledge is increasing in these end times. And now we can conceive of analogies that we could never have conceived of before. Charlie Kirk was a man who really stood for his principles. He was pretty self-explanatory when it came to his actions. He was a good man. He was a really good man. Did I agree with everything? No, I didn't. I love Jesus as well, but I love Jesus of Nazareth. I don't follow all these other fake Jesuses out there. All this bullshit, fake churches, and, fake images of Jesus with a beautiful long hair, beautiful beard. It's false. It's all false. I choose to follow Jesus of Nazareth. That's the way I differentiate it. Some people say, oh, I use Yeshua, or they use Yahweh. But I just say Jesus of Nazareth. I'm not afraid to say the name Jesus. But I always follow it with of Nazareth. Oh, so this is what I think, King. I mean, I don't know. But I assume there's an answer. And then what I've assumed, come to ponder on that is, I do know scripture a little bit. Like, I like the deep stuff. Talking about the Nephilim and the giants, and talking about, the fallen angels, and talking about Revelation. Like, I really dug into that stuff. And but I kind of think about, it's in the book of John, I believe. I think it's 1 John 1, something like that, where he talks about in the beginning. And I think what we're living in, you know how people say, oh, we're living in a matrix simulation. Well, you see, that's a good analogy of what God created, but it's far different. Like, we do have the ability to see the anatomy of God's creation. We could see DNA. We could change eye color now. We can clone. And that's because it's seeing closer in God's program. And we're tampering with a program designed by a creator. It's pretty fucked up to think about, but it'll always stump you. It's okay. I'll be it's like ants trying to understand algebra. Like, it's just like, wow, There's so much shit we don't know, us humans don't know. Because we're not the highest species. We are physically, but spiritually, we're definitely not the highest. It's usually the people who don't believe in the spiritual that think that we are the highest. And hey, they might be right. It might just be all our fucking imaginations. But to be honest, I really do feel that there is a creator. Yeah, so I already fed her. You're not getting fed. That's Stella. Stella. Hmm. And my opinions change. It's not like I'm set in stone on this. I contemplated it for a lot. Kind of what I do in my mind. My mind loves to contemplate things. Contemplating spiritual life and yada yada. Thanks. She is. Hey, Lindsay. Hey, loyal Lindsay. So, here's the thing, right? A false prophet, I believe, ushers in the Antichrist. Now, to make it simple, really simple, the Antichrist is the one who will control the smart planet. Let me just kind of put it that way. You've heard of smart cities, right? Well, this one world government will eventually be run by one person. That is the one. That is the Antichrist. And we're already seeing smart cities, and we're already seeing people getting chipped. It's slowly trickling in, and it's all planned. Tony, I kind of went off the topic a little though. Why do things happen? What if it's it says in that John, it said that it's written. Like it's already written. We couldn't conceive of that maybe as well as we can now, because what if a program is written and the program is maybe repeating itself through God's care or through God's devices, whatever. Unknown, man. Ants to algebra, like, I don't know. But it's just something to think about. And what you're seeing is the effects of Lucifer. The effects, and when you go into the demon stuff, like there's a lot of differences. It's not just, a guy with a pitchfork, nothing like that. Or just, oh, it's the devil, like, that's just a made up thing. Hey, it might be, right? But let me tell you, there's a better, deeper explanation. And, hope you guys don't mind. Well, I don't know how much I want to talk about it. I'm getting distracted too. Okay, come on. I love you too. Come on. Come on. Let's see. Come on. I feel bad. I don't like to push her away, but she's kind of begging for food. So another part of answering that question is he touches upon it in Matthew, I think it's 24 or 25. It's this part where in the book of Matthew he describes the end times, like a couple or a few like significant landmarks. They're generalized, but you can see it in that section. No, there's more though, actually. There's some specifics that really make sense. And he says these things must happen. He says wars will happen, rumors of wars, catastrophes, earthquakes will happen and more frequently. That's what he says about the end times. But you think, okay, why are you doing this? Like, why must it happen? And one of the things I think about is because it's already been done. And these things have to run its cycle before he can really, finish this off. Maybe it was done already, And he's just like, you guys have to endure, just have faith in me, the creator, not the one who's destroying it for his own selfish gain. And of course, Lucifer has his reasons. But, that's for another story. It's a very deep story. It's not the Adam and Eve little kindergarten story. It's a fun subject to talk about. Anyway, appreciate you guys listening. It's fun to just openly talk. All right. And, I talk this way, it's just my viewpoint. I have spiritual beliefs and perceptions, but I'm just saying I believe I have them. I accept the fact that I have schizoaffective. I accept the fact that I can have strange beliefs or believe in strange things. It's kind of proven. But I still believe them, nonetheless. It's funny. I can even know about the condition, but still experience the negative. And I don't even want to call it negative. Negative only implies if it's not true. There's plenty of reasons to think why it wouldn't be true. But I got some proof for myself. And proofs that I could share. It's fun. Dude, I don't need gifts, man. Oh, so in Aliens, I honestly think, if first to preface it, right, I'm no fucking authority on aliens, okay? Like, I am the first one to tell you, like, I don't know shit. Like, these are my opinions. And then they may be in common with other people, which is cool, but... So anyway, my thoughts on aliens, and I do feel this is true. is that aliens are actually the fallen angels. You can read all about them. And that they are grotesque, but they have abilities, and they live underwater. Their crafts are underwater. It's not this great space travel across light years away. Like, that's really nice for the fucking imagination, man. But it's a lie, I think. I think. The aliens are underwater. We can't get down there, man. It's impossible, but they can. Much easier to conceive than outer space. Like, it just, they're right below us. You ever see some of the sea creatures? They look fucking demonic, man. What do I know, right? But there's some ugly, scary looking, deep sea creatures. It's a scary place. Like, if you were to be put there as a spirit, it would be a fucking scary place, I think. And, hey, maybe it's beautiful. I think it would be fucking scary. And the craft, they got the tech, they got the knowledge, they got the technology. There's parts in scripture where actually people can deduce, and I tend to agree with it, that there's sightings of UFOs, aliens, whatever you want to call them, in the Old Testament. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. But I do have to say, and this is part of the hard part of having beliefs, is that beliefs that were once wrong that I experienced, like Scientology, I was so gullible, man. But, when you find out that you were wrong, and when you believed it with all your heart, how can you do that again? How could I do that again with Christianity? Christianity is so tainted that I don't even like to say the word. And Jesus told us all about this in the scriptures. He warned us. It's all there. It's pretty cool when you read it, when you see these communications. Oh, I'm getting an idea. No, I don't do a cross necklace. But I did do handmade rosaries when I used to be into Catholicism. And I would make them by hand, and I'm actually thinking of doing it again. I make them out of paracord, and I'll make some cross keychains, different colors and shit. And yeah, could maybe give it to people here on YouTube. It'd be pretty neat. So, things are coming to a head, man. The internet, rather, AI is taking over. It is the beast system. If you want to take the chip, take the chip. You will be part of the beast system. And you will not be accepted into heaven or the new kingdom. I know that may sound so far-fetched. It has for me. I can understand why it sounds far-fetched. But, you know what sounded far-fetched has come true today. The one world order that was once far-fetched. The kings of the world are working together to create these tragic events. A lot to talk about. Well, you know, I don't have all these answers. I don't want to be sounding like I'm some great teacher. But my opinion is that you had a conversation with God in your own way. If he says, he's a very humble God too. Like if he says clearly, if you seek, you will find. If you knock on the door, I will answer. And it's really true to me. Really true to a lot of people. Change their lives. And take that approach, and that's all you gotta do. But that's not what I'm saying is get you into heaven. That's just getting a sincere faith. It's about listening to God. He challenges you. I went through my tests. There's more tests than that, of course. You know, there's moral tests where you do the thing that you really shouldn't have done because it's going to hurt somebody. You know, or worse. I think you understand what I mean. Like, it's sincerity. You know, a narcissist can't be sincerely sorry. You know, it's like he can say the words, he can put on the act, he can do all the right moves, but in the end, he's just gonna laugh about it or yell about it. You know, but a sincere person, it means it. It humbles them. It feels good. It may feel sad, but truth is always great. You know, it's okay to, you know, as they would say, like to say your own sorrows and to say your own sins to the Lord. You don't need anybody. That's a lie. That's a Catholic lie. The Catholic history is filled with deceit and lies and death. Not so much the people who were Catholic, because they just got deceived, in my opinion. Hey, Meeple, how are ya? Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. So, you know, it's just really hard for me to live life without any kind of belief. I mean, I think we all have beliefs. Even if you believe in everything is just physical, which very well may be. I'm not going to throw it out, be like, you know, I have my beliefs, and when it happens, when this body dies, we're all gonna find out, right? Some say we sleep until the judgment day, and I think that's kind of exciting. But dude, the least you are is a witness to everything. And I'm not talking about any cult of like Jehovah's Witness. Hell no. But the frame, that term, is correct. Like, you're a witness, especially in the day of judgment. You've seen the things you've seen. There's no unseeing it. Like, it's recorded. It's pretty wild. And this is what AI is. AI is also a form of omnipresence. So they can be everywhere at once. With that one in control. Hey, tree. That's funny, man. Oh no, this cat's great. This cat is very, what do you call it? What's the word? It's just, it's wonderful for my emotions. And we've had her since she was just a wee baby. And she's a great hunter. Though we don't bring her outside. Because, you know, I've got hawks and fucking eagles, alligators. Nah, she's not gonna go out. I don't want to deal with fleas. Um, nah, King, dude, it's cool. I'm not expecting anybody to have to really know. It's just, I like to share it. I like to share my viewpoint, and remember, it's a viewpoint. But I think these viewpoints are coming stronger in a lot of people. And I think anybody can start seeing it. Like, hey, this is fishy. This is fishy. Like, I was told that some of the places that had catastrophes in the past are now smart cities. To me, that's pretty damn, like, a little scary. Well, so, yeah, with what I'm saying, you know, maybe I'm just rambling to you. Or maybe it does make a little sense. I don't know. If it makes 0 sense, tell me. Does it make like 0 sense to you? Oh yeah. Not as much as I used to. I like to play right now. I like to play some Marvel Rivals. It's fun competition. You know, I was with video games my whole life. I remember being like 4 and 5 years old playing Atari. You know, and then Nintendo when I was like 11, and you know, Sega Genesis as a teenager. Man, it was some good, good observations or good experiences. But now you see it just get out of hand. But the cool part is, like where before, you know, you have your friends play as player two. Now you can hook up with 6 people or 12 people, total strangers, and be on the same team. And it's pretty fascinating, the future. Like if we looked in the 80s at the future and we could see this, we'd be like, holy shit. The cell phone, I think, far surpasses the flying car. I don't want a flying car, but having everything you need on the cell phone, it's pretty trippy. Oh, dude, that's cool. See, you had the old school pinballs, man, and that was a whole other timeline. That's cool. Are you talking like in the 70s? Hmm. What's UNC? Oh, thanks. It's funny. I would have been in those bars if I could. Being a kid in the 80s was really fun, and I'm really sorry for those who couldn't experience that, due to abuse and due to being trapped. It's sad. But that you're free now is wonderful, and that you are helping to free other people is wonderful. And I'm talking about the ex-Scientologists. I was a member of Scientology, and it's a vicious cult. It's a very vicious cult, so don't ever play with that shit. Yeah, man, video games replaced the action figures. I mean, I grew up with G.I. Joe's, Transformers, He-Man. It's awesome stuff, man. Awesome. Well, that's worth a lot of money now. I don't have any of it. But, it's all good. It's how life goes. Oh, sorry. What is it? Do you have a question? Say it again. If you could rephrase it, that'd be cool. If you had a question for me, King. Yeah, if I'm okay saying what? I didn't understand the question. Because I'm looking at the paper and I look at the screen. Yeah, all you do is play video games. Let me see. What are you saying? Like, what's your question? I'm totally cool with answering it. Just, I don't know what it is. Am I comfortable saying my favorite ice cream? Um, I don't know, man. Kind of triggers me. Makes me want to have some ice cream. No, what am I comfortable saying? What is it? I missed it. I totally missed it. Anyway, I do appreciate everyone who's here. I really appreciate it. This means a lot to me because it's therapeutic, and it's also part of the future. Like, I'm a total stranger to some people, and I get to talk to you. Yeah, I get to kind of express in front of you. It's cool. Oh yeah, dude. Doug, totally. Yep. Yeah. I didn't have that, but I've heard plenty of people who did. Smoking sections in restaurants from my grandparents. Always sat in the smoking sections. Really funny. Yeah, I'm a big fan of like abstract art and like improv. I really love improv because it seems to be very like revealing. Like it unfolds as you go, and I like that. Hey King, it was cool, man. If you subscribe, you'll get a little notification when I do stuff like this again. But hey, it's cool to have you talk and have someone to talk to. All right. I really appreciate you being here. Let's see now. Well, I should, but no, I don't. I would like to, if I can get into the habit, you know. Um, I'd like to do it every night, but we'll see. But for now, I do it off and on. I'm on, off and on. I'm not the most entertaining guy, and this is the best you get. Like, I'm not. I'm gonna just talk weird stuff and draw weird shit. That's the best I've got, I think. And I'm an ex-Scientologist. I protest that. I have friends on YouTube who also protest Scientology. People who are heavy survivors of abuse, who were born into it. And if you're not aware of the abuses of the cult of Scientology, feel free to look it up. You should. It's pretty evil. Oh, Doug, dude, that's fucking cool, man. That's cool. So hey, I gotta get going too. It's getting late, 1:32 here, and tiring day at work. Hey, again, thanks for hanging out. And yeah, I hope you got something out of it. All right, thank you guys. Peace out.